Courted by the Mountain Prince. Crown Me Prince, Book 1, by Frankie Love. Narrated by Ryan Stone and Kingsley Rose.
Chapter 1. Violet. People make a lot of assumptions about what it means to be a princess. I attribute that to Disney movies and fairy tales. The general population thinks being a princess equals glass slippers, servants, and Prince Charming. The reality, well, at least my reality, is pretty bleak in comparison. My father, the King of Alexia, doesn't exactly exude a strong leadership style. He's much too generous to be the frugal king our island country needs right now, more than ever. As a country, we're broke, bankrupt, royally screwed. Sure, most of the world's population has done away with monarchies, but there are a few pocket countries that still govern by the crown. However, most of those governments are more fiscally sound than Alexia, which sucks on a lot of levels. Mostly because my father thinks he has the perfect plan to save our royal asses. Violet, Iris, Dahlia, listen closely, my darlings. Father directs my sisters and me as he sits upon his weathered throne, which has seen better days. "One sec, Father," Iris says, closing her Snapchat app. I'm standing next to her in the throne room and can see that she's just posted another selfie, which is apparently the only thing you use a phone for. As the middle sister, she's vying for attention any way she can, I suppose. She hates living in Alexia. It's too small and provincial for her tastes, and I suppose social media is the way she can avoid our reality. She slips her old iPhone into her pocket and focuses on her father. A smile spreads across his face, and he claps his hands with excitement. He must have big news. I haven't seen him this happy in years. Well, not since before Mother died. "What is it, dear father?" Dahlia, my youngest sister, asks. Her golden ringlets are natural, as is her quiet demeanor. "It has been decided that you three, my lovely daughters, will save our country from disgrace." My heart pounds. This is what I've been hoping for. A chance to help my beloved country. A country whose shoreline is crested with foamy white waves and salty, sun-kissed skies. Our country, with waterfalls and relaxing vistas, where our hard-working farmers escape after a long work week. Our country where my mother was born, where she was buried. Our country that is in my bones and close to my heart. But even with all of that beauty, our castle is crumbling. Our people are hungry, and I want to do something about it. I want to fight for our people and make a plan. I know my dad's the king, but I think I'd make a good queen someday. I know that isn't possible. My cousin Gibraltar will be inheriting the crown. But if I can help, I will. It's all I want. "How, Father?" Dahlia asks. "How can I help? I'm just a princess." I scowl at her words. Just a princess is exactly what has kept us from being useful for our entire lives. I'm 23. Iris is 22 and Dahlia is 21. Stair-stepped princesses, now grown. And in all this time, we've rarely been permitted to do anything substantial, even though there is much work to be done. Work I have been doing. And even if my efforts are small, I believe they're valiant. Running the food bank, coordinating clothing drives, and volunteering at the homeless shelter. Necessary work that makes a difference. "Not true," I tell her. "There's so much we can do. What's the plan, Father, to help save Alexia?" "Violet," he addresses me. "As my eldest daughter, it affects you first." My eyes narrow, and I listen intently. I don't want to miss a single detail about the plan. I will execute it flawlessly. For Alexia, I'll do anything. "You will be married, and in exchange, Alexia will be granted a dowry." Unable to register a statement, I blank, my long lashes brushing my cheek. and I tuck strands of my unruly black hair behind my ears. I look nothing like my fair-haired sisters or father. I am the mirror image of my mother, God bless her soul. And I know, I am certain, if she were here, this would be out of the question. An arranged marriage to save the crown? What on earth are you talking about? I ask. Well, to be honest, it was more of a shriek. You should be pleased. I've spent months, nay, years, working toward this alliance, and to be frank, it's a much better match than I ever dreamed for you. This is not happening. You can't just marry me off, Father. I'd rather stay here than be forced to marry some random man. Father shakes his head. Not any old bloke for my eldest girl. A prince. My sisters squeal beside me. Apparently, this news pleases them. Of course it does. They must think me getting married is a riot. Me, the sister who has refused to be courted by any eligible man in the country. Marriage has not been my priority. Saving Alexia from disgrace is my utmost concern. And Iris and Dahlia? How will they help the kingdom? I ask, saving a sliver of hope that perhaps I can trade my sisters. One of them can marry this prince and let me stay home, where I want to be. They will be married too, but the eldest daughter is to be married first. We honor tradition here in Alexia. You will marry your husband, and then they will marry theirs. A husband? I ask, feeling faint. Pressing my hand to my heart, I feel my knees buckle, my skirt rumpling beneath me as I sink to the floor. Yes, your husband as of next week. Hunter Montagna, the mountain prince of Crescia, is waiting for your arrival, Violet. I cover my face with my hands as Iris starts freaking out above me. Violet is marrying Prince Hunter? Iris grabs my hand. Do you know how hot that man is? And rich? Oh my gosh, Violet, you are so lucky. You are all fortunate in different ways, my father says. He begins explaining who my sisters are to marry, Prince Garrick and Prince Lucas. But I tune him out, because I'm sick to my stomach. I know exactly who Prince Hunter is. Everyone does. He's a completely arrogant prick. And that isn't just what the tabloids say. Everyone who has a family crest knows that Hunter is the epitome of a royal pain in the ass. And now he's going to be my husband.
Chapter 2. Hunter. So here's the deal. My father thinks I need a wife, but I think he probably needs to get laid. Loosen the fuck up. He's been single most of my life, and I don't think he's ever brought a woman back to the castle, if you know what I mean. Not to get all weird and talk about my father's love life, because, hell, mine has always been a lot more interesting. But damn, right now he's laying down the literal law and screwing with my life. I pour myself another tumbler of whiskey as I take in the news. I need more liquor to try and wrap my head around this. You're the sole prince of Crescia. The law dictates you must marry by your 25th birthday, which is next week. No one has abided by that law in 100 years. No way in hell are you enforcing it on me now. I run my hand over my well-trimmed beard, hating the way he's ordering me around like I'm some schoolboy. This is why I never come to the castle. When I stay at my cabin in the woods, I can pretend my life will always be mine, instead of being reminded that at some point I'll become a puppet on a throne like my father. Apparently my father thinks that puppet show is going to start pretty damn soon. You're wrong, Hunter. The law hasn't been enforced for all this time because we haven't had to deal with a prince like you in a century. A prince like me. I scowl, pacing the library. My father, King Montagna, sits in a large leather chair before a blazing fire. His beloved tax code manuals, the ones he constantly tries to push on me, surround him, as does a book titled Royal Law, which is where I'm assuming he dug up.